All right, Shalom. Start first by giving all praise and glory to the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Hanukkah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone who rule well. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Shalom. Yeah, it is December 10th, so my page is still up and active. YouTube ain't made their move yet. Keep feeding the lambs till it's over. All right. Anyway, with this one, I ran into this video by Godfrey on the DJ Vlad channel. All right, published the other day, and he goes into it. I didn't think Vlad was gonna do it, but he knew he would get hits with this video, and because of the way his platform works, I'm sure if you upload or play the video itself, you'll get a community strike for infringement or something. So I'm not doing it, but you can see right here he's talking about it. What he's talking about is the image of the Lord. All right, and when you go into it now, true. If you don't know who the guy Godfrey is, he's a comedian, I believe, from Chicago, and he has some understanding on at least on this level of the Book of Revelations, describing what our Lord looked like. All right, and it's funny because it was in the Malcolm X movie. I mean, with Denzel Washington, directed by Spike Lee. That was in the 90s. Like, where are you people at still going to these white Jesus churches? All right, and then once you get past the whole color thing, you can begin to understand the rest of the scriptures about how about what the type of temperament, what type of what everybody looked like. And then who you are, and so on and so forth. What language his name is in, so on and so forth. All right. Well, I'm gonna hop right in because I can't play it, but it says right here. I put the captions on. It says, I think in Revelations, verse 13 or 14, talking about the first chapter of Revelations. Let me go there first. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna go there first and get exactly what he's talking about. It says, Revelations chapter 1, verse 13, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle, describing what he was wearing. All right. He had I shouldn't have to go too far with that. I mean, he had a garment, and he had a golden girdle. All right, the garment was long. Okay, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. He was white, woolly haired. Okay, and he just actually right before this was talking about when they would go to the zoo. The zoo would give out pieces of wool in little envelopes, and the Jake kids would put it in their hair, and it would stick. But some of the as he quoted, white kids would put it in, it would fall out or whatever. So anyway, it says white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass. And when you look at someone's feet, the color of their feet is the color that they are. All right, the majority of their skin is that color. Okay, and it's usually one of the lighter parts. So if that part is your true color without the tan and everything else, you can see what the full color of a person is. So it says, and his feet were like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. All right. And his voice is the sound of many waters. So I want to play it a little further. Maybe I'll just skip ahead and see. So yeah, he was clowning. Okay, that was funny. Let me see if I can find. Bear with me. Let me pause it so I can get there. There it goes. No, it's right there. Skin of burned brass. You know what brass looks like. Learned about hair of lambs. Okay, which was basically what we just read. Let me pause it till I get to the perfect moment. But it says here, it said, look like it's burned, and he was being facetious as he was looking at his own skin. All right, he was looking at his own skin. Like, obviously, look at the color of my skin. It's like burned brass. All right. And so from there, we're going to go to, might as well go backwards in this. Just a quick breakdown for some of you that's coming in that may not know these scriptures. that may not know. You fresh out the church. You know something's wrong with where you at in the church. I'm at the 7th chapter. You know, and you're looking for that evidence, man, that proves that what you've been believing in these churches with white Jesus and long hair and everything else is just false and wrong. And once you understand the agenda of what that church is doing, it's a slave plantation Christianity, as we call it. Okay, it breeds a mentality of docile, that you're on the bottom, that you're not blessed, that you're not a child of God, when you are, in fact, the children of the Most High God, Yahweh. Okay, and His name is actually Yahweh Shai. All right, you'll get into that part as you dig deeper. If not, then click off of this and go watch whatever else you want to do. It says, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which the tribe of Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. Okay, and so the tribe of Judah, we just showed you what the Lord looked like from Revelation, the 1st chapter. Hebrews 7 and 14 tells you He sprang out of Judah. All right, and then we're gonna go to the book of these are classic scriptures, man. This is an old school breakdown. I don't want to say old school, but it's still a milk breakdown, which milk is important. Okay, these low-level scriptures to feed you newborn babes, man, is important. Okay, and it's also important for us to have a routine and steady diet of milk. All right, it says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Now, when you go there, the word is dark-skinned. I'll just get it, man. I brought it up. I didn't bring it up. What happened to that scripture? Well, the point being, they are black unto the ground. I'm talking about in appearance. And when you go into that Hebrew word in the blue letter, it's kadar. Okay? Kadar. Which means dark-skinned, to become black. And it has a couple meanings. As they say, to in state of mourning, and as well as the appearance of dark skin. Now here's a burned skin even. And that's the thing that's so beautifully written, beautiful about the way the Bible is written. It's written as both, okay? That you can understand the context of it in the mourning sense, and you can also see the line and the point being made connecting the children of Judah. Because when you go further in understanding, you'll realize, first off, we were in Egypt, in the time of Moses. All right, amongst those, and Moses himself was looked at. He was a child of Israel. He was looked at as a dark-skinned man. So that shows you the Israelites were dark-skinned because he was in Pharaoh's house, the mother's son. Okay, then you go further into the time of our Lord. This is just basic stories that you guys pick up in the church. Time of our Lord, he would Joseph and Mary, they took him down into Egypt to hide from Herod when he was killing the male children under 2 years old. So he blended in with them for a while, and then you go even further for you history buffs into the time of 70 A.D. When we fled Roman persecution, we fled into Africa, particularly in the West Africa, and blended amongst those people. All right? So those are just some of the clue evidences that you can see throughout the book that he wasn't that regular old image that you're used to seeing. Okay? The one that most of you had hung up in your house or you see in your church. If you see that image of Cesare Borgia, which I wasn't going to get deep into that part, but he even knew the guy's name was Cesare, he was called something else, but pronounced Cesare. We got that from the Borgias that was on Showtime. Okay, but that you got that, how to pronounce his name. We knew that already. All right, Apostle's been teaching that for years. Okay, but that finally came out because the Borgia is the first crime family. All right, so when you look at all these things that's going on in the world, you've been lied to about the church. And so when you begin to see your own image put up there as our Lord being a dark-skinned man, you start to believe that He's coming back to save us, man. So with that, I'm gonna close out there. I mean, this is just basics. I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can watch DJ Vlad, get him some more money. And it's funny because when you watch the video on DJ Vlad, when you watch it, he said he was a Jew, right? He said he's a Jew, so he's an Israeli Khazar Jew, you know, the white version, the ones that's portraying the lie. All right, so he can only go so far, but he did push this message out, you know, and that's how you know that the Spirit of the Lord is coming back to the earth and really dealing with our people. All right, this guy's gonna get something for this. I'm talking about Godfrey. He's gonna get something for this. I don't. Maybe in a small, small blessing, he may wake up a little bit. I don't know. I can't call it. That's up to the Most High. But anyway, with that, I want to close out giving all praise and glory to the Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the others at the great millstone who rule well. And greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. And with that, Abad Abid now, Abad Adawam. All right. To the next one, Shalom.